is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Blue with Moltres, the Flame Pokemon. So this is a very interesting playthrough. While I'm here, make sure you like, share, subscribe to this channel, help the channel grow. And yeah, this was a very interesting playthrough nonetheless. I know a lot of people have expectations. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. Just know that the expectations that I had were pretty much spot on with what I thought this Pokemon would be. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I named our rival Trash, by the way. He is Trash. So I hope everyone had a good New Year. Hope everyone had all those good things. So we're going to start this adventure off. We're going to start off in my bedroom playing Nintendo. We're going to go grab the potion out of the computer. And we're going to get out of here. Hey, Mom. Bye, Mom. And we're going to go play in the grass. And, like, Professor's like, hey, don't you be doing that without a Pokemon. I'm like, well, how about you give me a legendary Pokemon and we'll talk. And he's like, well, I got one. So we use a universal Pokemon randomizer. We substitute out Charizard for Moltres. Makes the most sense. Fire Pokemon for Fire Pokemon. Okay? And we name Moltres Fox. If you've ever watched Harry Potter, you'll know what Fox is. So Fox is a phoenix that Dumbledore has, and Harry Potter is one of my favorite IPs. I have a lot of them, honestly. Star Wars, Harry Potter, Batman, a whole bunch of them. Lord of the Rings. So yeah, that's why I chose that. And now that we're going to go ahead and progress, and we're going to go ahead and fight our rival. So our rival's name is Trash. We named it Fox. And we're going to fight a Squirtle. Squirtle made the most sense. It's a water type. If we did grass type, we'd have the advantage. If we did Charizard, we'd probably still have the advantage. And we beat our rival very handily. Now, Moltres starts off with the worst moveset of the three legendary birds. It starts off with Peck and Fire Spin compared to the others. Now, our HP, our stats right now, it's what I go over now, is HP is 90, attack is 100, defense is 90, special is 125, and speed is 90. So where that's a benefit is, one, this is the highest attack stat of the three legendary birds, 100. Okay, so that's good, because Peck is physical, and we don't have a great special move right now, so having a good attack stat is going to be useful, because there's other moves we can use prior to us getting our best fire move. Okay, now Peck is super effective early game, because, and Fire Spin is super effective because we're facing a lot of bug trainers. So that's what we're doing right now. Defense 90, no, defense isn't that important, because if we can hit hard and knock a Pokemon out fast, it doesn't matter how good or bad our defense is, because it's a stat that's not going to be affected or used very much. It is good to have 90, that's okay to have. Special 125, all fire moves are special, so that works well with that. And our speed is 90. Could be better, but 90, it can be fixed. It can be mitigated. We do get access to agility, and we do get access to carbs. So now we move on to our second rival fight. Our second rival fight will be just as easy as the first one. We're going to start off with, we're going to go for Fire Spin, make it so Pidgey can attack back. We do outspeed. We don't get Sand Attack, very good. Now with Squirtle, we're just going to use Peck. Bubble's not going to do that much damage at all. It's a weak move. Weak Sauce against our high special, not going to do much at all. And so now we beat our rival, and we're going to move on to the Million Light Years Trainer in Brock's gym. Million Light Years Trainer is called that because it says you're a million light years away from facing Brock. And I don't think he really understands like who we are and what we're going to do to him. So he's got a little bit of false bravado here. He needs to put his big boy, he doesn't have his big boy pants on yet to deal with us. But we go and face Brock. Now, you'd think, like, why would we face Brock? We just have Peck, we only have Fire Spin. So here's the thing about Fire Spin. Once it's initiated, you can't get attacked back. So I know it sounds like Fire Spin would be a crap move to use against Brock, but Rock Pokemon have low special, and we don't even get hit by the Geodude. Okay, now Onix comes out, and we do outspeed the Onix, and the same thing's going to happen. As long as Fire Spin is initiated, we are not going to get hit at all by Onix. Okay? And even if we did, let's say he used Bide, it would only do the first round of Fire Spin damage back to us anyway. So we beat Brock, Wakanda forever, and we beat him pretty soundly. 6 minutes in, it's not too bad. So the fastest of the other two Pokemon was like 4 minutes or something. So we move on to Route 3, and Route 3, there's not a lot to go over this Pokemon move-wise. We start off with Peck, 35 base power, it's a flying move, so it is stab. So you're looking at a 53 base power move, 100% accuracy, 35 power points. That's very big, because that means we don't have to go back and heal that often, okay? And then we get access to Fire Spin. Fire Spin, 15 power points, with stab, it's about 23 power, and 70% accurate, 15 power points. So it's not as accurate as you'd like, but if you do hit, the other opposition can't attack you until the Fire Spin is done. That could be multiple turns, and if you outspeed and keep hitting, they just can't attack back. So Fire Spin actually saves me a lot of battles in this because of that metric and how that works in the game. So those are our 2 moves we start the game with. And we'll get another move till 51 where we get Leer, which is pointless. It lowers the opposition's defense. At that point in the game, it doesn't make sense. We'll have better moves, so we don't need to lower the opposition's defense. We need to boost our stats, which is why at level 55 we get Agility. Agility is a badge boosting move. It ups our speed, and this is probably one where it needs a little bit of a boost in speed, but still it's a pretty fast. 90 is pretty fast for speed. So Agility does boost our speed, but does a badge boost. If you've never heard of the badge boost, what the badge boost is whenever you modify your stats in Generation 1 with Agility, if you get Leer, that does it too, but it boosts whenever certain badges give you a boost in your stats. Like Brock gave us a boost in our attack stat by 12.5%. Lieutenant Surge gives you a boost in your defense. Koga gives you a boost in your speed, and your special gets boosted by Blaine. Whenever you get those badges, whenever your stats are modified, that badge boost gets applied again to all the stats. So you can get your stats boosted pretty high with that. And then the last move we get is Sky Attack, which we're probably not going to use. It's a very powerful move, 210 base power, but it's over 2 turns. And the first turn, you're kind of like just there in limbo, and you can get put to sleep, you can get paralyzed, you can get poisoned, you can get attacked. And it's also 9% accurate, so I don't know if I want to rely solely on a 2-turn move that doesn't have a high accuracy to hit. And it only has 5 power points. That's the other downside to it. So that's our level up moveset. We could probably win the game with that if we had to. I prefer not to, but if we had to, we could. But that's our level up moveset, and right now we're just finishing off Jigglypuff, and then we're going to progress on to Mount Moon. And now that we're in Mount Moon, let's go ahead and go over the TM moveset for this Pokemon. It's not very broad. We really only get 1 or 2 real moves we're going to use in this playthrough. But let's start from top to bottom. We're going to go Razor Wind is an 80 base power, 75% accurate move. It's normal, it's not flying. If it was flying, I'd consider it. But since it's a normal move, there's no point in using it. It's not very powerful. 10 power points as well. Whirlwind we're not going to use. It's not even it's pointless in battle. Toxic we're not going to use. I have yet to use it in a playthrough, so why start now? Takedown not going to use. However, Double Edge may be used, and the reason why is Double Edge goes off our physical attack stat, and we have a pretty good physical attack stat, and we don't have a lot of other options, so that's the other reason why I think this will be a good idea to go with Double Edge. Double Edge is a 100 base power move, 100% accurate. It does have recoil, so that is a downside to it, but probably will be used with this Pokemon because we don't have other options. The other Pokemon, the other 2 legendary birds had access to Ice Beam, Water Gun. If you're looking at Zapdos, it had access to Thunder Shock and then Thunderbolt very early in the game. We don't have that luxury. We don't get our fire move until almost near the last third of the game. Okay, it's probably the start of the last third of the game we can get our best move. So we don't have that luxury, so we got to have something in between all that, and that's a Double Edge. Hyper Beam we probably could have went and got, but we didn't. Just because I didn't do it with the other Pokemon, it didn't seem right to do it with this one. Rage we get so late in the game it's not useful. It might be useful early, but so late in the game it's not useful. Would have gone very well with our physical attack stat though. Mimic helps us mimic a move from the opposition, whether that's a stat modifying move, whether that's attacking move, whether it's a status move like Hypnosis or something. It'll help us later in the game. Double Team is outlawed, so I can't use it. Reflect doesn't get used in this playthrough, but it could have been useful. Bide is a move that we get, and it actually on screen right now showing you why we use Bide. So when we have a situation where we have a wild Pokemon like Paris, we want to catch it, our moves are too powerful, but Bide lets it initiate damage to us, and it deals it back double, and since we're pretty high defense and stuff, it doesn't do a lot of damage back. So right there is why we use Bide. Sometimes it does get useful in like real battles, but it's really helpful in catching Pokemon. But right there on the screen it showed you right exactly why to use Bide. I do that for a Paris, and I do it for a Spearow as well. Now this is the move, Fire Blast, that we basically try our best to sprint to as much as we can sprint with this Pokemon, with its moveset. We want to get this move as fast as humanly possible. Fire Blast, 120 base power, 85% accurate. With Stab, it's 180 base power. It also works very well with our special stat. It's extremely powerful. And we also, it only has 5 power points, but we can actually give it PP ups and give us a couple more power points, get us up to 8 power points for this move. I wish it let us do 4 power PP ups. I actually went through the effort of getting the 4th one, and come to find out it can only use 3. I didn't know that. So that is why like Sky Attack is not going to, like you just can't give anything else to boost Sky Attack, so I'd rather do it on Fire Spin or Fire Blast. It's more powerful, it's way more reliable, And yeah, so also Swift to be used with this Pokemon, so Swift is not a bad move. 60 base power, works with our physical attack stat, does not miss, just can't hit Ghost, that's really the downside to it. Then we have the conundrum of going with Sky Attack or Fly, and I'm pretty sure I go with Fly in this playthrough. I tried for so long to hold off, but you gotta have Fly, or else you're trying to rely on Peck, and Fly is just twice as effective as Peck is. Peck is 35 base power, and Fly is 70. So I think it just makes the most sense to go that route. And in Rest, we can use Rest in this move. I think we use this in one of our last couple battles. I think we do. Substitute will not get used in Fly. Like I said, we'll replace Peck at some point in the game. When that point comes, I don't know. I don't know if we use it right before Koga. I think we actually use it before Erica. So that might be where we add Peck. And we just got done with Mount Moon. All Hail the Dome Fossil. I missed that. My cue was off. It's okay. Then we move on to Misty's Gym. Now, we're not going to fight Misty right away. We're just getting this last little bit of experience points before our rival. Hopefully we get to level 20. That'll help us out immensely, because our rival, though we will out level our rival already, it is very helpful to be a little bit levels higher. We don't have a great move against the Pidgeot. We do have Fire Spin, which is ultimately our cheat code for some battles that could be difficult. But I think it makes the most sense to go for Fire Spin against Pidgeotto, because Pidgeotto can use Sand Attack, which it uses Quick Attack. We'll take that. I'm okay with Quick Attack, and we don't get Sand Attacks. That's great. So the rest of this battle can go pretty well. I don't know why we just didn't go for Peck here. Make the battle a lot shorter if you just went for Peck, dude. Okay, so we get Aber knocked out. He can't do anything to us anyway. And Rattata comes out, and we're going to use Fire Spin on Rattata. It's a very quick knockout, and we're going to go for Fire Spin on the Squirtle, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but like I said, he can't move and attack us. So Water Gun hits, and Peck is going to go for a quicker knockout. Made the battle a little more interesting than it had to be, but we get the win against our rival. He is trash. So we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to heal ourselves up real quick, not have to go back to the Pokemon Center. And this is a part of the game where I like to shout out some other YouTubers that I enjoy who also play through Pokemon. So Scott's Thoughts and J Rose 11 at the bottom, because they're the two that got me into playing through with Pokemon games. I watched their videos, the first ones I watched. You got J Rose 11, plays it way different than me, but he's one of the ones I started watching. And Scott's Thoughts was kind of showed up in my feed because I like Pokemon videos. So those are the two that got me into it. I probably play closer to Scott's Thoughts way than J Rose. I think my layout's closer to J Rose. I think my playstyle is closer to Scott's. So from top to bottom, JD's Nerdverse is pretty cool. You guys should check him out. He's a pretty cool dude. But that's mine. Exceptional was a very good one. He does good Gen 3 content for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Squidgy, recommend him for Gen 2 content. I'm about to play through Gen 2, so I'm done with Gen 1. And that's going to be a very... his videos have taught me so much about Generation 2. So I recommend him. Mah-Dry-Bread plays through literally every iteration of Pokemon you can think of. His are pretty cool too. I think he might have been up there with the J Rose and the Scotts, but I just might have watched him casually. But I didn't subscribe and watch one channel until the J Rose and Scott's Thoughts. But Mah-Dry-Bread's up there. M&J TV talks about Pokemon more than he actually plays Pokemon. He does have an M&J plays. M&J TV plays. So that's another channel. I didn't throw it on here, but if you go to his channel, it has the link on there. And he more or less talks about Pokemon more than he actually plays it, which is still pretty cool. Jim Matt does some pretty interesting things with Pokemon, backports and stuff like that. Van Man hasn't posted a video in a long time, but he has good playthroughs and voiceover. KangaskDan does a lot of analytics of the game. D1016. He does pretty good playthroughs as well. He plays a newer version of the game. It's backported. M. Tiberius is pretty cool, and Smith Plays Pokemon was pretty cool. He just plays through cool scenarios that I really enjoyed watching. So that's the YouTubers I like to watch. I recommend you check all of them out. If I put them on there, that means I personally watch their videos, and I vouch for the... I don't vouch for them, okay, but I vouch for the type of content they put out there. I like watching Pokemon videos, so I'm sure that you'll like them as well. And now we're going to face our rival number 4 at this point, and that's Pidgeotto. That's on the SSN. So he starts out with Pidgeotto. we're going to go for Fire Spin. It seems to be the great strategy to negate Pidgeotto. Eradicate's a two-hit knockout with Fire Spin. Kadabra is going to be a 2-hit knockout with Peck. And then the last Pokemon, Wartortle. Peck will be a 2-shot, hopefully. And it is a 2-shot. We take very little damage, and we beat our rival. And we get on the SSM we get Cut, but we're going to go back and face Misty now that we have Cut. And we got to beat Misty. And this is where I said, like, Bide actually comes in handy in this battle. So, comes out with Staryu. Staryu comes out. Peck is going to be a 2-shot. Now, luckily, it went for X Defend, so we don't get any damage. And we're going to go for Fire Spin. I see how little Fire Spin does, and we're going to have there's going to be some misses in there. Bubble Beam's going to hit us. So, we're going to go for Bide. We have very good special, and we just want to take a little bit of damage, and we'll deal double damage back to Misty. So, we beat Misty and progress on through the game. And part of that progression is going on to Lieutenant Surge's gym. And we backtracked to Lieutenant Surge after we went through Rock Tunnel. So here's the battle with Lieutenant Surge. Voltorb comes out, and we're going to go for Fly. Go up in the air, fly back down. Doesn't get the 1-hit knockout, but Peck will finish it off in 2. Pikachu comes out, Swift is a 1-hit knockout, and Raichu comes out. We'll see how powerful we're going to do here. Fire Spin. We are flying type, so I wanted to avoid potentially getting hit by an electric move like Thunderbolt and him getting a 1-shot, which he does hit Thunderbolt, but it's not a 1-shot. I guess it's about like half because I got a critical, but we end up beating Lieutenant Surge pretty handily. And now we're going to progress on to Rocket Game Corner. Now, we probably could have gone immediately and fought Erica, but I just didn't like, you know what, Erica's going to be a cakewalk. Why waste my time fighting her now? Let's go and get these other things out of the way. She's a duck on a pond. It's an easy win. So we beat the Rocket here, and we're going to move right on to Giovanni. Now, we don't have a great move for Giovanni right now. I'm staring at the wall, and I was like, you know, this is a nice wall. If you ever notice, like, your eyes are offset in this, like, one's like bigger than the other. I don't know if you noticed that or not. I just noticed that. So he comes out with Onix. Now, rock Pokemon have low special. That's why we went for Fire Spin. No other reason than that. There's another move we have that's going to be very effective. Now, we missed Fire Spin 2 times in a row. He went for Guard Specs. That usually means we're guaranteed to win, but after my Zapdos playthrough, I don't know if that's the case anymore. So we get the knockout pretty handily, and now we can use a more physical damaging move to take out Kangaskhan because he no longer has the resistance to our moves. So now got the Kangaskhan, beat Giovanni pretty handily, and we're just going to go and teleport to Pokemon Tower. We didn't teleport. Now that sounds stupid. Move on to rival number 5. Rival number 5 will come out with a Pidgeotto, which we've been doing the same strategy here with Pidgeotto. Go for Fire Spin. Doesn't let him attack us. It's about a 4-hit KO. He did get a quick attack off, not a big deal. Growlithe comes out. We're going to go for Swift. Swift to be a 2-shot. Very good. And we're going to go for Execute. Execute Fly will be a 1-shot. There we go. Kadabra should be a 1-shot with Fly. Yep. And Wartortle will come out. Now the question is I don't think Fly is going to be a 1-shot. Oh, it is a 1-shot. We got a critical hit. That helped. So we beat our 5th rival fight. Go through Pokemon Tower. Pokemon Tower is pretty much inconsequential, but we move on to Erica. And Erica is important because she is the 4th gym leader we have to beat. She's not very good. Fly will 1-shot all 3 of our Pokemon. Okay? The Victory Bell goes down, the Tangela goes down to a Fly, and is Vileplume going to go down to a Fly? It will, because it's the least bulky of the 3. So we beat Erica pretty handily. That's why I didn't prioritize going to her first, because no matter what level we did this at, we were going to beat her. So she was not going to be that much of an issue, but we do move on to Koga. Koga can be an issue. All of his Pokemon are poison type. We have nothing that's super effective against all of them. So we're going to go for Fly. Fly will be a 2-shot on the Coughing. We just don't want to get poisoned right now. That's really the benefit right now, is we really just don't want to get poisoned. Now right now, Muck has a tendency to go for Sludge or Poison Gas or whatever. So I'm just trying to avoid the issue of him attacking us. So I'm going to go for Fire Spin again. Like I said, Fire Spin comes in pretty clutch when it comes to making it so we can get through some gym battles and such without losing or taking a loss or whatever. Now this looks like it's going to take forever, but the point is that he's going to self-destruct. We do get poisoned, so now it's going to take a little bit longer, and his self-destruct actually misses and does 0 damage to us anyway. So we beat Koga pretty handily. We didn't have to have a reset there, so we do beat Koga. That's pretty nice. and we're going to progress from Koga to Blaine. Now this is important. Blaine's gym badge is important because it ups our special, but also we get Fire Blast. So Fly will two-shot the Growlithe. Now he just leered us, so our attack stat did just go up. So we're within two-shot, or maybe a one-shot with Fly. Nope, still two-shot. With Ponyta, Rapidash comes out. We use Double Edge. We do a little bit of recoil. Super Potion sucks, but Swift gets the knockout. We have a decent amount of health for the Arcanine. So I'm going to go for Fly. We miss. That's awesome. Go for Fly again. We hit. Doesn't do a lot of damage. He heals. And we're going to try one more time. It's really nothing here is doing a lot of damage. So I'm like, you know what? Fire Spin. Let's do some cheese strats here. Go for Fire Spin until he just basically can't attack us. We do go first. We outspeed. Fire Spin is getting the job done. We are 5 levels lower. I just realized how much lower level we are, and also taking notice of the time. 45 minutes we're at Blaine. Some of the Pokemon we were playing through as we were pretty much in the Elite Four at this point. So we're going to dig out of here, and we're going to go to our rival fight against rival number 6. Now, here's what's the big difference now. We actually have a legit fire move this time. We no longer have Fire Spin. We now have Fire Blast. Actually, we kept Fire Spin, my bad, because we don't have Agility yet. So Fire Blast is a one-shot. Fire Blast, Double Edge is a one-shot with Growlithe. Execute, Fire Blast should be a one-shot. Actually, Fly would probably knock it out, so I think I'm saving the power points right now. Alakazam, Double Edge should be a one-shot, very good. Blastoise, Fire Blast is not a one-shot, but it will be a two-shot. Burn cuts the attack in half. We get a pretty handily, pretty easy win against our rival, and we move on to Giovanni. We're actually going to grab a Lapras first, but I'm not going to show you that. We're going to move on to Giovanni. So Giovanni, now we have an extremely powerful special move. We should be able to just steamroll through Giovanni. Okay, Double Edge Fire Blast. We have 5 power points. We have not used our PP ups yet. So our PP ups will give us 8 power points to use Fire Blast. And now we just missed out on 1. And then Fire Blast with Nidoqueen, knockout. Pretty easy sweep over Giovanni. He's a cakewalk. And now we move on to Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. Her Pokemon will be super easy, barely an inconvenience. So I can go for Double Edge. They're all psychic types pretty much have low like physical defense except for like 1. So we're just gonna go for that. I thought I'd get the one shot on Mr. Mom, I didn't. So rather than just keep getting poisoned and keep getting hit, we get Poison Powder, but we just need to hit one time with Fire Blast, knock out the Venomoth. And we have one more Pokemon left. Double Edge should be a one shot, very good. We beat Sabrina pretty handily, and we move on from her and go face the Giovanni Gym Leader. I think that's where we head next. Yep, that's where we head. Okay. So at this point, we've added our power points to Fire Blast. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to Fire Blast his entire team. Rock Pokemon, high defense, low special, very easy win. Fly against Dugtrio. Don't waste the power. You don't need a more powerful move to knock out Dugtrio. His defense is very low. Knock out the Nidoqueen, Nidoking. Rhydon's up. It's not a one-shot. He gets burned. And Guard Spec for the win. Giovanni is sponsored by Guard Spec, just so you guys are aware. And we get the win here. And we're heading out of the gym. And I don't even cut this footage. Okay? I don't even cut this footage because we're just going to go heal. And then we're going to face our 7th rival fight before the Elite Four. Okay, now here's one thing that I said in our prediction video is Moltres, or Fire-type Pokemon I should say, not just Moltres, have an ability to what I call brute force their way through some problems. Though we don't have a lot of Pokemon that are weak to fire, because of how powerful fire can be, we can still get through the battles pretty handily and pretty consistently. So here's our consistent battle against our rival. Actually, this one's an inconsistent one, you'll see why. Fire Blast. Nope, Double Edge, I'm sorry. Go for Fire Blast. Fire Blast is the play unless we are really weak to it. Knockout. Growlithe, Fly. One hit knockout, very good. Execute. Knockout, very good. Well, what 49, very awesome. And now we have Alakazam. Side Beam will do a decent amount of damage. Double Edge. He uses Recover. We're going to go for Fly. Not going to get the knockout. We're going to have this Recover, Fly, damage, Recover game. And Fire Blast does more than half damage. If we just hit here and knocked it out, we'd have won, but we didn't knock it out. This is where Fire Blast, it does suck that it's 85% accurate. I didn't have faith that it would hit. So we got to face this battle one more time. However, it is the last time we have to face this specific battle because we will get the win here. So, Fire Blast, start off with one-hit knockout, very good. Rhyhorn, Fire Blast, one-hit knockout, very good. Growlithe, Fire Blast, not a one-hit knockout, but it takes itself out with takedown. Execute, fly up, knock it out, very good. Now we have Alakazam. Alakazam, Fire Blast, well, not one shot, but we get to knock out with Double Edge, and we have way more health going into the Blastoise fight. He's going for a draw this time. Don't know why. Hydro Pump does a decent amount of damage, but he's burned, so it didn't do as much, and we get the win against our trash rival and head on to the Elite Four. And now that we're in the Elite Four, let's go ahead and look over our stats and moves for this Pokemon. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and look at the stats. So we have 213 HP. We're at level 58. Okay, so at this point, I've given all but 3 of my rare candies to Moltres. We have 213 HP. Attack is 154, so that's very good with our fly and any kind of physical attack like Double Edge or whatever. Defense is 145, so that's solid. We have pretty good defense for the entire Elite Four. Speed is 147, that's pretty solid as well. We'll outspeed most things in the game, and we have agility, so that'll help us. And then special is 191. So across the board, fantastic stats. No complaints about this. I think it's the best stats of any of the legendary birds that I actually played through, to be honest with you. So the stats are very good. And let's go ahead and look at the moveset. That's the next thing we're going to look at here. And the moveset, we're going to start off with Double Edge, Fire Blast, Fly, and Agility. We have some moves here that are expendable. Double Edge is expendable. If we need to use Mimic, we can. If we need to use Rest, we can. Fire Blast is not expendable. Fly, we can't even change if we wanted to. And Agility is our badge boosting move, so I highly doubt we're going to get rid of that. So that's what we're going into Elite Four with. So the first member of the Elite Four is Lorelei, so let's go ahead and take on Lorelei. Here we go. Lorelei comes out with her Ice-type Pokemon. So you're going to start with Dugong, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to move that around and go for Agility. Agility 1. Ice Beam, we're flying type, so Ice Beam's kind of effective a little bit, but we're also fire, so we're resistant to it. And we're going to go for Fire Blast, that's a one-hit knockout. Cloyster, Fire Blast, a one-hit knockout. Slowbro, we miss our move, but Fire Blast is a 2-shot. He's going to go for a potion, not a big deal. We're missing some moves here, so that's very, very not nice. Fire Blast is a 1-shot on the Jinx, and is it a 1-shot on the Lapras? The Fire Blast, it is a 1-shot on the Lapras. So we get out of there just barely. We ran out of power. We would have ran out of power points if we'd have missed one more Fire Blast, but we didn't. So we get the win, we get the knockouts, and we move on to Bruno. And Bruno, we don't talk about him much, but he's not going to come out with that many stuff. We're going to set up, and we're just going to set up and sweep is what we're going to do. 3 agilities. He's engaged in Rage, so we're not going to take that much damage from him anyway. Fire Blast is a 1-shot. Fly will be a 1-shot on the Hitmonchan. It's a little bit more reliable than Fire Blast, so I didn't see the need in going for Fire Blast there. Fly is there. Onix, Fire Blast there. And Machamp 1-shot with the Fire Blast. Very good. So we go through Bruno very fast. Now Agatha is going to be the tricky one. Agatha has what's called the Agatha Lottery. She can put you to sleep, she can paralyze you, confuse you, or she can sleep paralyze or poison you. Okay, so those are the options when it comes to Agatha, and she's going to do things. So I'll give 1 rare candy to make sure I don't level up middle of battle. Now, here we have some strategy questions we have to do. Are we going to go for just try to knock her out with Fire Blast? All of our Pokemon have pretty, well, not all of them, but some of our Pokemon have very good special. So maybe that's not the best route. Are we going to set up with Agility? But she puts us to sleep, and this is where the problem with Agatha comes in, is Agatha has the ability to do all these things to you, to confuse you and put you to sleep, and you might not get a chance to set up. So I got to take a little bit more proactive approach next time, because we're going to lose this battle. So we're going to go ahead and go back to a save point and fight this battle again. So what we need to do instead is we're just going to go for, let's just see what we do here. We're going to go for Fire Blast, which is not a 1-shot, but it's close to a 1-shot. So Fly's it's a 2-hit knockout with Fly and Fire Blast mixed. We're gonna go for agility on the Golbat, though he can confuse us, he can't put us to sleep, so that's good. So we get full setup, and now we just have to Fire Blast through Golbat. We're gonna Fire Blast through the Haunter if we ever hit. Okay, we get the knockout there, very good. Arbok comes out, Fire Blast. We just keep missing everything, and now we're paralyzed. That's awesome. But we just have to hit a Fire Blast. That's all we have to do, and we just have to hit one Fire Blast on the Gengar. I don't know if it'll be a one-shot, but now we run out. So now Fire Blast is a one-shot. So we barely get by Agatha. Scary battle because we're paralyzed, confused, put to sleep, all that other stuff. What I should have done is just use Mimic and get rid of Double Edge. And what I should have done is just Mimic Hypnosis. Put Gengar to sleep, set up, and then we can just sweep the whole team. And then we would definitely outspeed everything as well. So we're gonna go ahead, and I just realized this, that I did not grab any full restores. So we do not have a way to replenish our health. I think that's what happened here. And we're gonna go ahead and heal up. Come on, let's heal up. And we're saving right now, and we're going to face Lance the Dragon Trainer. So Lance will come out. First Pokemon is a Gyarados, so that he's usually the kiss of death for most Fire-type Pokemon. And I forgot to give Power Points here, so we have to go back to a save point anyway. And I have to give Elixir to. There we go. That'll get the job done. Very good. So now we're going to go ahead and face Lance again. So 2 resets in the Elite Four so far, technically. So let's go ahead and go for Fire Blast, see what it does. Does about a third. Agility. And now Fly. We're going to go for Fire Blast again. Not a knockout. He gets burned, but we get knocked out anyway. So we're going to try this again. And so what we need to do is probably set up first. Honestly, that's probably what we need to do is set up first. Hopefully he misses a Hydro Pump, and then we can go for Fire Blast. So Gyarados comes out. We are going to go for Agility to boost our stats just a little bit so we can actually take another damage as well. Full setup. Hydro Pump gets us down to 72 HP. He misses a come on, just hit it. There we go. So we get two. It takes us like 4 attempts, but we get 2 Fire Blasts to knock out a Gyarados. We do go for Rest because we are fully set up now on the Dragonair, and we knock out 1, knock out 2 Dragonairs. Is an Aerodactyl a knockout? I'm gonna go for Fly. The reason why I'm going for Fly is I realize I only have 2 Fire Blasts left, and if of the 2 Pokemon left, which is probably gonna take more to knock out, it's probably gonna be the Dragonite. It's a little more bulky, it's a little bigger. Okay, so Dragonite's gonna take at least, yeah, it's gonna take 2 Fire Blasts. It's gonna take the last one, get the knockout, very good. A little bit of strategy there. If I'd have gone for Fire Blast on the Aerodactyl, it may have taken a lot longer to knock out the Dragonite. So we get the knockout. We're on to the champion. Last for a candy, 62, level 62. And I'm just thinking here, because we can go for TM Mimic, and we can use that to replace Rest, for example. But I think I'm just going to stick with Rest. If I need it, I need it. But I don't think I'm going to need it. So here's our battle with the champion, the final battle in the game. Let's do this. Let's dive on into it. I'm going to come out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot is going to be a great Pokemon to set up on. Nothing he does can really do damage to us. And Wing Attack does absolutely nothing. We didn't even heal, because I don't have any healing things. So I just realized that did happen with this playthrough. I was a little upset about that. I didn't buy any full restores. But Fire Blast is a one-shot. Okay, Rest, we're going to heal up on the Rhydon, hoping he does Tail Whip, which he did. He does Tail Whip again, which he did. And he does Tail Whip a 3rd time. So our stats are through the roof right now. We got really high special, really high speed, really high attack. The only thing that's low is our defense. We need to make sure that we do not take any. Let's look at 205 special. Okay, attack. We're going to go for Fly. I don't know if we're going to do a lot of damage, but if he'd have gone for something physical, it probably would have done a lot of damage to us right there. So we're going to go for Fire Blast, 1-hit knockout on the Execute, very good. And Blastoise comes out. Then we're going to go for Fire Blast. Very powerful. Blizzard does not do that much damage. It could have froze us, so that could have been bad, but we get the knockout, and we level 63, which is really crazy because we're slow level up, and we just leveled up for the battle. But we get the win, and we're just waiting for Oak to get us over there. Tap, 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 tap. Now, in my prediction video, I said between an hour and 10 minutes. Hour and 5 minutes, hour and 10 minutes, something like that. And I think this is suiting for this Pokemon. Like I said, if it started off with Flamethrower, it'd be a different scenario. And I think we did a very good job. So we ended exactly 1 hour and 4 minutes and 23 seconds. In my next series of playthroughs, I'm going to stop the timer when it says you defeated the champion. That way we don't have to worry about clicking through, and we just do that. So that's what I'm going to do after I'm done the 151 challenge that I'm finishing up right now. So 1 hour and 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Very good for a Pokemon that starts the game off with what people consider garbage moves. So you got to factor in the fact that, you know, I think Zapdos was like 55 minutes. It's only 9 minutes slower. And it starts off with a way worse moveset than Zapdos. Now, Zapdos did get hung up on Giovanni, and I wouldn't say there's anywhere we got really hung up on. It was just a slow playthrough because slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. But if we had Fire or Flamethrower, it probably would, like I said, it'd be a completely different scenario. Completely different conversation for how this playthrough goes. Because with Fire Spin, it's not very accurate, for one. It's not very powerful, for two. It does stop the opposition from attacking you because of the type of move it is. But we'll see. So in the future, I am going to do a what if. I have a what if series, like I said in my prediction video. I have a what if series where, like, what if this Pokemon had this move? Like, what if Aerodactyl had Rock Slide? What if Krabby had Dig? Moves that you would expect the Pokemon to have access to, but they don't. And we're going to see how much drastically different those moves make. And maybe there's a reason why they weren't put in the game, because maybe it just makes the Pokemon pretty broken. We have 3 Pokemon left. We have, well, technically 5, but 3 of them are in the same evolutionary line. So Dragonite, Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite is the next playthrough I have. That one will come out next Friday. And the prediction will come out Monday. And then we have Mewtwo, which I've looked over Mewtwo's stats, and I've looked over when it gets what and what it has access to. Mewtwo is going to obliterate this game. Like, whatever time that I've set for other Pokemon, and where I said, like, oh, this is a good time, that Mewtwo's going to set a new standard for, like, new good times. He starts the game off with Confusion, Psychic, and Swift, and Disable. He's going to obliterate the early part of the game. I can only fathom how fast he's going to get through this game. And then Mew starts off with Pounce. Mew will be a little bit slower, but it gets access to every TM, so it's gonna progress very fast. So, yeah, those are the next 3 Pokemon. Now, I did say this, and if you're listening to this and you have watched my videos up to this point, hopefully you know this, but I did say I was going to replay Ditto, and I am going to replay Ditto. I did not finish the Ditto run because I found a glitch in the game that won't let you continue if a glitch happens. And I saved, and I didn't have multiple saves, so I couldn't go back to something else. But I will replay Ditto, and I have a plan for Ditto, so I'll talk about that when it happens. And like I said, I got some what ifs, and I also got some versus series coming out as well. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What you think of this playthrough? Were you correct in your end of game when you thought I get done assumption? Are you looking forward to my what if scenario, or are you looking forward to my versus series? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Monday.